All right, let's talk about your parent functions. Basically, your goal is to identify the shape of the graph and match it to the best parent function. In Algebra 2 and higher, you're going to be getting familiar with the other variety of functions. And so your goal is to find what possible equation best fits your data. So let's take a look at what we got. Here, the first one, we have the linear function. And for right now, I'll really focus in on the shape. Notice for a linear function, all it is just a straight line. Now, for a quadratic, we're looking for that U shape. Only a quadratic equation is going to have that U shape. Now, it could be upside down or stretched or whatever, but only a quadratic will have the U shape. For the square root function, we're going to be looking, it's really just a parabola cut in half on its side. It's going to start at a point, but it's going to keep going on in one direction, just like a parabola would. Now it could be upside down, it can be going like so to the left, or it can also be going to the right. But the general idea is, once again, it's just a parabola cut in half, missing, and it's on its side. Rational function. Rational function has the little opposites where it kind of looks like it hugs, gets really close to both axes. Notice all of these so far are very unique looking. Exponential. Notice if you can have an exponential growth, which you'll see a lot of times with population. Notice it flattens out on an axis, but then it pops up and takes off really fast. Or you can have a decay, so your half-life is a very good example of this, where once again, notice, you're starting high, but you're getting smaller and smaller, and you're approaching, in this case, the x-axis. Make a note of that because, notice the log. The log gets closer to the y-axis, where the exponentials are getting close to the x-axis. And if you notice, these two do have a little bit in common, just the axes are different. Notice this one goes along that y-axis and then it pops up. So that's kind of the shape you're looking for. The catch is which axis it gets close to. And one of the last ones we're going to deal with is the absolute value function, which is the absolute value, which means everything is positive. Your linear, notice it's very similar to y equals x, but what happens is for y equals x, where this part right here was negative, gets reflected and it goes up above the y or the x-axis. So normally all your y values are going to be positive, but the shape you're going to be looking for is you want to be looking for that v.